the girl of the moment, only 17 years of age and lining up 8th position in the grid for her first ever Formula Ford 2000 race. Very impressive result for her, and we're hoping for a good race in this first round of the 5 Series Grandstand Trophy Formula Ford 2000 Championship for British and Commonwealth drivers only. But up on pole there, Jonathan Bancroft, by far the most experienced man in the race. It should be his race. He was 3rd in the British Series, but beside him a very impressive practice performance from Robin Parsons in a 1-year-old chassis. But certainly Bancroft should have this race sewn up if he can get into paddock cleanly. Indeed, Robin Parsons tried very hard to hang on all the way around the outside of that first lap, but it is Bancroft who does lead. Parsons trying to still hang on round the outside, but in danger of losing second place to Martin Boyle, while there's some bumping and boring. Keep it going, and nicely kept going on the very greasy grass. We've got slick tyres now on these racing Formula Ford 2000s. The track's dry, but it's greasy offline. But Bancroft already has shown his class and is moving out at the front. Bancroft leading. From Parsons, Boyle from Northern Ireland. Emily Newman, a slowish start, not quite in screen 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, maybe 9th position, so she's dropped a couple at the start, but now we'll be able to see how her progress is towards the front of the field. If she settles down, probably pre-race nerves, a lot of pressure on her, and there she is now routing Druids, chasing in about 9th place. And spinner there, Robin Parsons maybe trying too hard, but very lucky he stopped about 3 inches short, and sadly someone's gone into him, which Parsons, having survived a very alarming 360 spin. There you can see the amount of grip you've got with a slick-tarred car, but he's regaining the track, but he's lost a lot more time than he would have done, but it was a shame there. Obviously a lot of pressure from Martin Boyle from Northern Ireland in the Swift car, but now up at Druids, Jonathan Bancroft well clear of Martin Boyle. Moving into 3rd place now, it's Rob Murphy, the British driver with an American accent. He was living in America for quite a while. He's done a lot of Formula Ford, but this possibly his first Formula Ford 2000 race, and certainly a very impressive run for him so far. So there's Murphy, 4th place Matt Johnson, 20-year-old, and another inexperienced driver there. Emily Newman still going strongly through the picture. She would have picked up a place or two, what with Robin Parsons' sad demise. She's now at 6th place, in fact, as they stream past the pits in this long follow-me leader down the pit wall style. The car, in fact, just ahead of Emily Newman is young Cal Foster, who competed with Emily in this year's junior Formula Ford 1600 Championship. There we see Foster being chased by Newman. So these two have driven a lot in junior Formula Ford 1600 Championship, and Emily now is chasing hard after Cal Foster. Again, he's had very little experience. Emily Newman, in fact, did many years of karting before she moved into Formula Ford, and then Formula Ford 2000. But ahead of her, Cal Foster, only 2 seasons of racing anything under David Searcy's guidance, and certainly he's been very, very impressive in his first seasons of motorsport. But an interesting battle now between those two. So Foster chases another experienced Irishman, Colin Lees. We get a lot of these Irish drivers over for the festival. Martin Boyle is one we've seen quite often at this Formula Ford Festival weekend. And with him also Colin Lees chasing hard just ahead of. So there we see Lees, Foster and Newman. 5th, 6th and 7th places. There, a 10-second penalty for 36. That's Colin Howard. He was at the back of the grid, so he won't be amongst our leading bunch. There, Emily trying very hard to close in on Cal Foster. Five down in this 20-lap race. Rob Murphy there beginning to come under pressure from Matt Johnson, but here the closest dice between Colin Lees, Cal Foster edging in, and Emily Newman hanging on well. Here the dice for 3rd between Murphy and Matt Johnson. Missing the name there for a minute. Oh, and off there, off goes Boyle, very hard, upside down, should be all right. That was, yes, I see the head moving, but that was a very, very heavy shunt indeed. He won't be able to get himself out at that angle, so they're just letting the marshals move in to help him out. But that always dangerous coming out of Surtees corner. You have to brake across the road, so you're slightly cornering whilst braking. And these greasy conditions, I'd imagine he just got slightly out of shape. You get onto the grass. But here now the dice for second place now with Rob Murphy holding on ahead of Matt Johnson. So Rob Murphy's doing a very, very strong run in second place with Matt Johnson. But as course cars out, the accident obviously looked very, very severe. And while they get that driver out of the car, we're going to be stopping this race. They're the red flag, the very efficient marshals. So the driver will soon be out of the car and they'll clear the circuit. But obviously with an accident of that nature, it's best to be safe than sorry. There we see him getting out. That's a good relief there. Martin Boyle then happily, probably shaken and a bit wiser for the experience, but happily getting out of the car with very little assistance. So seeing there, we see him slightly offline on that greasier, darker patch. He should have been braking, but instead he slides wide onto the grass and at very little abated speed goes slamming straight across where the Grand Prix circuit joins the club circuit and into the tyre wall. It's very effective, does a complete 360 aerobatic spin and lands the right way up. But thankfully there he is, shaken but wiser, but all okay.